Good morning, student. How are you all? I hope everyone is happy. God bless you and your family. In the previous section, we saw about chemical changes. Chemical changes very important our lives. All the new substances which we use in various field of our life are produced as a result of chemical reaction. And second one, rusting of iron. Rusting, it's a one changes that affect a iron particle and slowly destroy them. Next one, burning. Burning, a piece of paper gives entirely new substances such as the carbon dioxide, water, water vapor, smoke and ash. Heat and light are also given out during the burning of paper. The next one, curdling of milk. Curdling of milk, it's a process in which liquid gradually turn into solid, forming clumps along the way. Next one, fermentation. Fermentation is the process in which microorganisms such as yeast and certain bacteria break down sugar solution into alcohol and carbon dioxide. The next one, exothermic and endothermic. Exothermic. Similarly, burning of food also release heat and light. Such changes in which heat is released are known as exothermic changes. The next one, endothermic changes. Similarly, ice absorb heat when it melts to form water. Such as say changes in which heat is absorbed for known as endothermic changes. For example, dissolution of glucose in water also an endothermic changes. The next one, periodic and non-periodic changes. Periodic changes. Changes that repeat themselves after a definite interval of time are called periodic changes. For example, rotation and revolution of earth, beating of the heart, clock, some things. The next one, non-periodic changes. Changes that do not repeat themselves after a definite interval of time and occur randomly are called non-periodic changes. For example, eruptions of volcano, occurrence of an earthquake. Some I welcome everyone back to my class. Today we are going to discuss about a new lesson, cell biology. If the smallest unit of matter is an atom, yes, what is the smallest unit of all living organism? It is called cell. Quite simple put, no cells, no life. Let's learn more about the cell theory and types of cells in more detail. A cell is the fundamental and structural unit of all living organism. It is the smallest biological structure and functional unit of all plant and animals. Therefore, cells are the building block of life or the basic unit of life. Organism made up of single cell are unicellular, whereas organism made up of many cells are multicellular. Cells perform many different functions within a living organism, such as digestion, respiration, reproduction, etc. Now we are going to discuss about unicellular organism. Life on earth evolved from a single cell millions of years ago. These single cell are known as unicellular organism. All the life process in a unicellular organism include digestion, excretion, respiration occurs within a single cell. These cannot be seen by naked eye and are hence called microorganism. There are several kinds of unicellular organisms such as bacteria, protozoa, algae, fungi, etc. Nutrition in unicellular organism. Unicellular organisms feed on other organisms or liquid matter. The digestion is intracellular. Large particles are indigested by phagocytosis or phagocytosis. The smaller size particles enter into the cell through the osmosis and diffusion. Unicellular organisms reproduce by binary fission. In this, a single cell divide giving rise to a two daughter cell. This can be seen bacteria and amoeba. Respiration in unicellular organism. The unicellular organism respire aerobically or anaerobically. They do not have any respiratory structure for respiration. Now move on. Multicellular organism. Multicellular organisms are those that are made up of many cells. What are the multicellular organism? A multicellular organism is an organism composed of many cells. The term multi is uh, technically used to refer to something that is more than one. Hence, multicellular means more than one. The multicellular organisms are developed by cellular specialization and division of labor. The cells become efficient in a single process and become dependent on other cells to carry out various processes. Multicellular organism example human, dog, cow, cat, chicken, tree and horse. Now move on organism. Many types of organ system function together in a body. For example, respiratory system include lungs, digestive system like stomach, excretory system like kidneys, circulatory system like heart. Now move on organ system. If you had to pick the most important part of your body, what do you pick? Would you pick your heart or lungs? You cannot live without them. But wait, your bone are important too. Without your bone, your body would collapse like a big pile of mush. Your heart, lungs, bone are just a few of the parts that make up your organ system. An organ system is a group of organ and body parts that work together to accomplish a common goal like pumping blood and breathing. So, what is meant by breathing? Breathing means nothing but the process of moving air into and out of the lungs to facilitate gas exchange with the internal environment, mostly by bringing in oxygen and flushing out carbon dioxide. For example, respiratory system, which is organ like nostril, nasal chamber, windpipe, and lungs that help in the process of respiration. In plant, the root system consists of the primary root, secondary root, and tertiary root, which does the functions and conduction of water and mineral, also fixation. Plants absorb water and mineral from the soil. Primary root. The primary root is an organ which form at the root pole of the plant embryo. The root and shoot that develop directly from a plant embryo are considered to be primary. Next one, secondary root. A secondary root or lateral root is a set branch of the main root or a fine rootlet that derive from the primary root. Secondary root also used to describe an adventitious root that develop on a stem or leaves. Now move on. Organ. You may already know that there are organ body parts with specific functions in your body that do the work needed to keep you alive. Your body is cell and organ need things like oxygen and nutrient from your food, vitamin and minerals, carbohydrates, protein, fat and water. in order to work properly and to help remove toxin from your body. Clearly, organs very important and all of your organ have different job as they are working together toward the same goal which is to keep the trillion of cell in your body healthy. Can you guess which organ is the biggest? Here hint. You can touch it. It is changes color and it's a regulate your body temperature. It is your skin. Now move on. Cell and tissue. Cell. Cell is the basic membrane bound unit that contains the fundamental molecule of life and of which all living things are composed. These cells cooperate with other specialized cells and become the building block of large multicellular organisms such as human and other animals. Next one, tissue. A tissue is one of the building block of an organism, either animal or plant. An organism is comprised of tissue, which are made up of individual cells. The cells share a similar structure, how they are built and functions what they do. The study of tissue is a field it's known as histology. You may be asking why tissue are important. It's simple. Tissue are what make up your bodies. Everything from our bone to organ like our heart and brain, even blood, it's considered to be a tissue. In human, there are four basic types of tissue which are epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. Within each general tissue types, there are specific tissue types. Think of this like a football team. There are individual players, each with their own job and the field. These are the specific tissue types. The football player are then categorized into either an offense or a defense team. This team would be the basic tissue types. The offense and defense team are combined into one football team or an organism. Are you slouching in your chair while reading this lesson? Try to sit up straight, reach your arm to the sky and stretch. Feel good, right? Like it or not, you are an animal. Your cells are quite blob of cytoplasm, yet you are able to use your muscles and bone to stand upright and move about. As heterotroph, like an animal, you have to obtain nutrient from other sources. If you were feeling hungry or thirsty, you would just stand up and walk over to the refrigerator. Now think about plant. Picture at a tall oak tree or even a tiny blade of grass. They stand upright without having muscles or bone, but they don't have the luxury of the walking somewhere to obtain food and drink. Plant begin autotrophs, make their own food using the sun energy. Many of the key differences between plants and animals come down to structure difference at the cellular level. Plant cells have some parts that animal cells don't, and vice versa. Let's take a quick look at what animal and plant cells have in common and then explore what makes them different. Shared characteristics. Both the plant and animal cells are eukaryotic, so they have a lot of similarity. They have a membrane bounded nucleus that contain their genetic material DNA. Semi-permeable plasma membrane surround both type of cells. Their cytoplasm contain many of them same parts and organelles including ribosome, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, proximal among others. As eukaryotic cells, there are also similar in size, begin about 10 to 100 times larger than prokaryote, like bacteria which do not have a nucleus. The major difference between the plant cell and animal cells are plant cell and animal cell. Plant cell and animal cell. Cell shape. Plant cell square or rectangular in shape. Animal cell regular or round in shape. Cell wall present in plant cell, absent in animal cell. Plasma membrane present in both plant cell and animal cell. Centrosome present in plants animal cell, absent in plant cell. Today's science assignment: answer the following. Learn all the question answer. Thank you.